I'll just play all the Young Bay. I believe I was happy with where I had everything. Now to push. I'm such a lot of D to B.
So we're probably the only ones left in the city this weekend.
We usually go to Southampton, but this weekend we had tickets to a show. I love the city when it's empty.
Me too.
What? Didn't you have 3 rolls on that roll? Forms grinding.
The battle begins.
now I need more booze. Technically, that's chromatic. Can't really say that he blindsided you with his ability in this. Introduce these portals early. I should say ground hazards early. Bum 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 ba dum bum ba dum. That's a nice full plate. We are now overcapped, and we can now put on chaos resistance.
Stay out of the shadow of the time or the place. Good. What's up?
Probably a life chest. Slam it. I mean, it's better for me. cold is a little bit low now. That's mostly because the ore we'll have to turn back on.
Still breathing, eh? Stay out of the shadows.
What is it?
Lord have these ones.
See you.
Hello. Have I found the reason for taking Golden Compass? Ensuring a okay general path. That is the only idea I have around the Golden Compass in Act 2. What I have learned about Golden Compass is that it tends to make a pathway that is about right balanced. At least one shop, some events, some fights, and at least 1 to 2 elites. It is about balanced on an average. I'm trying to avoid as much danger that isn't necessarily asking me to fight as many elites as possible type route. That is what Golden Compass does. It's one of the average choices that it doesn't give you a necessary punishment that takes away an advantage of an artifact given by an ancient that will disappear upon the beginning of the next act, like Pumpkin Candle. Of course, in most odd situations, you'd probably just want it to give you something actually viable. Like a real meaningful choice. That cost me 30. But somehow my count went down to fucking 16. Means I need to stop running sooner than I thought. Not a foreboding. Actually, no. It's the other one. It's the one that doesn't do rate once it's maxed. Means I'm gonna have to grab some fucking mana flasks.
So
I
we're
can't
probably the
operate
only ones
that
left
kind
in
of
the city
mana.
this weekend.
We usually go to
Literally too
Southampton,
little.
but this weekend we had tickets
It's
to a
enough
show.
to cast Wave of Conviction, exactly
I love
enough.
the city
But
when it's empty.
Me too.
of booty hole. Such a weird place to find the fucking red beast. What y'all niggas got cooking? But I know I need more blues. Inside the, well, that's not exactly true. I chose to skip the start of the league, so that's fine. Aw, you lost your run. Damn. Let's hope I don't lose my character. This is the first ever time I'm choosing to play a hardcore solo self-found. How's your day going, by the way? Enough mana flask to cycle this.
What is your desire?
Silver jewel cache, gold, free bindings. I'm pretty sure I just stack the free bindings. And then I start fishing for better chests and better gloves. Contempt and greed. Bye bye do. Another level of absolution, and my mana cost goes up even higher. Sir. It certainly is lagging behind the attack version because the attack didn't need that much mana. People from your cousin's lost, sing about water damage from the bathroom. I see. My childhood home here in the south was a two-story home, technically three-story, if you count the fact we had a basement, and the basement was more like the ground floor. The way that the house was built, the first floor was actually the second floor, because it was built on the hill. Really need that flask. See if I can get myself multiple better copies. So we got giant, you, colossal. Another colossal. Okay, we ended up even just finding one inside the fucking nether. That's even better. So let's try and see if we can craft one better. This colossal.
Be careful.
Yep, sacred.
Be careful.
Colossal.
Be careful.
One of those was a ceiling that could have been useful for stopping bleed, but I'll just craft one. Got lucky again. Back-to-back enduring hits. And this one's for bleed. Crazy triple kill. And now back to the destroying of gear already in progress.
Bye.
Well, at least the people that are in your house were nice. We owned the house. The whole thing itself was a full built-in building. You know, dealing with tenants and dealing with things like that is always frustrating. Fortunately, I never had to deal with that. I was lucky in the upper middle class.
So, I take my first steps into domination and
You're being sweet. Yes. Flush. Getting there. I'm stuck in the corner. I keep forgetting there's a button. You on our house team? Okay. Cool. ridiculous, but Conviction is working better than Absolution right now. I need those menu nodes. And that is a lot of blue.
I am no Mr. London.
Of all the paths that I fucking chose, I chose the ones that somehow did not take me towards the door. Piety, I'm gonna whoop your fucking ass.
So we're probably the only ones left in the city this weekend.
We usually go to Southampton, but this weekend we had tickets to a show. I love the city when it's empty.
Me too.
Unless, at least, the charges are okay. Power laboratory. Not enough room for an attacker. That is the still flourish. If I drop something unnecessary. I'm gonna offload.
This is neither the time nor the place.
Put the shields before I throw them. Oh, fuck me. First +1 minion. Ah! I have to take it. And my helm's not shit anyway, so it doesn't matter. Love the shields. The shields aren't really, they're really not shit. But yeah, it's really not shit. That is one. That's a pretty good two-hander. That's better than the sword that I currently have on the back end. And those boots are not really worth a damn. The only thing that would make them worth a damn is the move speed. I guess we can go with it. Bing bong. Okay. Not bad. Now the hard part. $64 and trade for +1, putting the base now at 1,000, equivalent to the 1255 that I'm doing for 20 mana for the cost of 3/4.
This is neither the time nor the
Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
I need more mana. I need a lot more mana. Like a lot more mana. Consecrated Ice Crash, Holy Hammers. First hammer in each cascade deals 100 more damage. Holy Hammers cascade up to 2. Call 2 additionals and expending power charges. There's nothing else here I care about, right? Divine Blast. Clear maximum energy on energy shields. Converting additional added physical with offhand critical strike chance per maximum energy shield on energy shield. Converting to fire. Explosion doing more than its ailments.
Be well.
this is neither the time nor the place.
Need a lot more blue.
Your conviction drives you here. But have you thought what it might drive others to do in return? Your devotion damns us, heretic! Your devotion damns us, heretic!
Damn them balls, girl. Hard he dies amongst the creations. And now I will scratch my itchy blitchy balls as I sit over in the sun's corner and woke myself a mope.
Piety dies amongst her abominations. Now
Be careful.
I'm grabbing a bone cheddar for fun. Don't think I care for Rage Vortex. Iron, Thunder, Lightning Conduit, Blast, Breath, Cyclonic Slam, Ice Crash, Holy. Only those two. Minion. I can't spell. Summon Reaper to eat your minions. Guardian. And Ray Spectre. And now it's 4 levels until battle duration. So we have Animate Guardian doing Animate Guardian things. I don't have the colors to recolor that. Look at this.
Why are you still standing?
why is stay out of the shadows?
Mouse the Epic Barracks. In a monologue of Sean Connery. Yes. Sean Connery, if he was to visit Japan and was burying the Tokyo Pop. Speaking of Tokyo Pop, time to change music. I'm feeling Fruitager Arrow. There's Portal. Now for Plum. Unfortunately, it feels like I'm moving towards hallway. No, I'm lucky. It's both. The rare double! Cutting down on the busy work by half.
An emperor must know precisely where he stands.
And now for door. But first, Uncle Sissy, I need your library, please. Uncle Sissy, where are you? Funky Grandpa, I require your aid. Okay, we're back up the defenses again. I still need mana flasks.
You're done. Choose
Fusing or jeweler orbs, silver or rarity. Connections.
back alive.
I mean, I'm having the same amount of fun a person can have. But you see, when you're playing hardcore solo self-found, or just hardcore anything, it's not like medium core. Like, I played some before I went to bed. That's a lot of fusing, sir. That's a lot of jewelers, sir. I played a lot. And by a lot, I mean a 5-hour session before I went to sleep. After the broadcast, after basically putting my whole Badussy in a spectacle specifically suited and rooted for haters that have demonstrated that they in fact are not able to resist the bait, and they are in fact still hate watching my channel. Right? So like, the amount of energy that a performer can put into a performance is about the breakpoint even average for somebody like myself. I basically do a 16-hour workday because 8 hours of that work is put towards my online presence and 8 hours of that work is put towards my home. So, naturally, anything that goes on in my life that is going to involve things that are not that level of specific segmented play is like all the other things in between. So the amount of attention and fun that a person can have where it's like, if this character dies, I lose my hours, is, you know, the breakpoint purchase of what you could call fun. Fun in this situation is relative, but the fun of seeing how far I can get this character in hardcore, and rather than being forced into standard, and basically having to start another character over again with any of the loot that I've been stockpiling as I've made upgrade from upgrade, and basically knowing, alright, the spell path is shitty, let's continue using the attack path all the way to maps, and then I'll see how I feel about attack versus spell. This is the fun of, like, experimentation without notes. So, Reflex/Script knows what I'm talking about. Because we had this discussion with the autistic person the other day, and I had to basically finish his argument for him because they were a really autistic person. Like, they could not let another person finish a sentence with a period. But we were describing to him that he basically had 3 modes of mindsets, and one of those was a FOMO tourist. The FOMO tourist would look at the situation in a certain way, as all FOMO tourists do. They want to see the new content, but they're not very good at the content to be able to get to see the new content. So, the way that it used to be, our ability to play the league was dependent on us not dying. If you're playing hardcore. Hardcore death equals character goes to standard because they died in the ladder, they get moved to non-ladder. But we have two versions of ladder play, which is the hardcore leagues and the softcore leagues. Solo self-found is just one of the many solo self-found modes with hardcore as it is with softcore. So I can have a hardcore solo self-found character and a softcore solo self-found character. That doesn't stop me from having fun, doesn't stop anybody from having fun. Especially considering that all the gear that's being produced for my character is coming from my investment and from my intelligence. And my discoveries. So, nothing that happens in the economy is going to affect me. Which, this is the choice that I would have to have done if nobody effectively said, yes, Carl, we would like to try the video game under your tutelage, but you do not want to be in a trade league. We are going to try doing a group private league with you paying for it. The amount of fun that you can have, the amount of fun that you can have in that kind of instance is relative, right? If you're a discovery-based person, you are going to love figuring out what works and what doesn't. So far, I know that the minion path of attacks is stronger in average to the that's another one, is stronger than the path to the spell side, because that's how weapons are. Weapons are always going to be stronger than spells up to a point, because spells scale with level, whereas weapons scale with the damage the weapon is capable of and your passive tree. Where I'm currently at right now, if I was to switch back, I would probably be clearing faster and like much more lazily with using Static Strike and Shockwave, to the point where it'd be just fucking automation. There's an argument that I could actually still do that, since I found an even better weapon than the weapon I had before. But I need to find a one-handed version of that weapon, because I'm now using a shield, so I can actually have some actually meaningful resistances. Namely, because I need resistances for elemental, I need stats off the shield, and I also need to have actual energy shield. But if my character dies, originally, it basically means however many hours I was playing that character, gone. Investment, completely gone. So, 300 hours, my character died. Fuck you, Carl! Start over again! Most people, as was the autist that we were talking to, they would never want to tolerate that system. Because their fun is that they get to keep doing what they're doing. So, if they could, I had posited to them that it was likely that they would possibly be motivated to try and skip that part, because that's not fun to them, therefore they do the part that's fun to them. They actually said, no, I would never do that. That's a part of the game. Part of my enjoyment is that I'm supposed to learn how to be better at the game, so that I don't suffer that consequence, which I found to be interesting, because the way that he was talking to us, he was very much the opposite. He was very much in the opinion that no, actually, he would 100% constantly cheat if he could. But up to a point is where he basically called the line. And that line was very arbitrary. So, like, save scumming is okay, but there are certain parts of the fundamental experience that he says he's willing to go through. He wants to play through the fundamental experience, but he's also not doing that. So he is playing, but he's not playing. And it's very wishy-washy about how he chooses to actually take it. Either way, based on my own intuition, it is my opinion that he would actually not want to play in that condition. Because his conditioning there is that I optimize my opportunities over other opportunities. If I'm being prevented from having my fun, that is wrong. Therefore, I will input whatever mods necessary. And I will never have a proper standard experience ever. Because my fun is more valuable than my consistency to the gameplay. That person might disagree, if they're listening, But this is the way that the brain works, because the brain says in a single player context that is exactly what they would do, but in a multiplayer context, the fun of other people would subvert that. So they would do the troll thing that would probably maybe irritate somebody like myself, where it's like, bro, play the game normally, and it wouldn't be that problem, right? In a situation like this, they would never want to play hardcore, because they value their character more than they do the amount of embarrassments of death. So they'll take the 75% experience loss penalty when they die after the safety point, which is basically mapping, so level 68 plus. They'll take the 75% experience loss in instances where they are mapping and playing the game, because that level of that wholesome experience is where their line of fun begins and ends. So everything under that context, within the arbitrary lines that they're talking about, that's what they consider fun to be. So as long as it stays within those boundaries, it's fine. Outside of that, it's pretty much at their leisure, whenever they like it. And it's very, 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 very hard to help somebody's ideal of that, because that quintessentially means this kind of game is not for them, like, at all. Like, they can't have fun playing this game, because the way that they have fun is directly contradictory to the experience, because they'd have to be willing to allow things to happen. And part of that is that sometimes you're just gonna rip. When you start doing content that you've never seen before, you've never done before, where the inverse would be you play softcore to play hardcore. Now that I know what everything looks like, now is where I choose to play this version of content. That is not the way most people see it. You can call them crazy for it, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So, taking it all with a grain of salt, treating it as it is, you pretty much get to a place where you accept this is the reality of the context that you're buying into. However, for somebody like myself, if my character dies, oh well, I wasn't playing very well. But with the change that they made, it's now the case that I don't just have to start over from scratch. I can continue that character in the next trade down league, but it will come with the consequence that I basically don't get to go back and get all my other stuff. Everything that I have stays in hardcore when the character gets sent to softcore. So it's like I've been transitioned to another league, and that other league that I've been transitioned to has its own quirk of how it will be rewarded. So if the character is strong, it's basically like transferring wealth, almost. Like original Diablo 2 levels of wealth. And if the character is weak, then it's like being cut off from your lifeline. And that can definitely suck. That mostly tends to be the part that sucks for both people, but whoever already plays this video game knows that that's a part of the experience. So you should be willing to accept that. However, I bring up that guide because the way that they were describing it, they don't really want to give it up. They don't really want to be at the mercy of the game. They like the idea of it, but they're not really all that for it. Not really. All in all, I'm pleased with myself. I'm not dead yet, and I'm in Act 3, which is actually extremely good. But I have to get past Uncle Izzy after I visit Uncle Lazaro. Or rather, I should say, I have to visit and get past Uncle Izzy after I visit Uncle Ciosa. And when I say uncle, I do mean uncle like Uncle Samsonite. I'm gonna get my booty touched! Hey, go to my booty! Hey, go to my booty! This is a good amount of stuff!
The hour is later than you think, mortal.
I've been playing Legacy of Kain Blood Omen 1. It's very fun and interesting. Yes, the Passion Play version of Blood Omen is very good. I don't like the character action fighter one of Blood Omen 2. He would not be a good streamer and repeat the Pirate Software roaching debacle, but on a regular. True! The only way that they would be a good streamer is in the fact that they'd be a cozy streamer. As a cozy streamer, they could probably get away with it because nobody really cares what the cozy streamer does, because everybody knows the cozy streamer is streaming to an audience of people who are already like-minded and want to chill and vibe. So the fun nature of, quote, I did everything in the game is like the barometer we're going for here. Did I go and get that thing? No, I didn't. I did not go and get that recipe. Carl, you're being stupid. This is what happens. The yapping begins and you forget. Okay, candle. So yeah, they could make for a good cozy streamer, but they could not be a proper accurate streamer. Because the number one problem is that everybody wants to see the game first on vanilla, and then everybody mods the experience. Because then once you've played enough of the baseline experience, you say to yourself, "All right, time to kick up a notch." That's effectively the lengths at which I went to with Balatro, for example. That's how I ended up getting onto insider trading. Once I did everything that a man could do in Balatro, and discovered all of my cards, and discovered and figured out all of the things to do, and got to Completionist Plus, the only thing left is Completionist Plus Plus, which is just a matter of time. From there, I just need to do... Where's the goddamn door? From Completionist Plus Plus, it's just a question and a matter of putting in the interest and time, which I can do that every now and again, throwing maybe 100 hands or so. But playing a new game, don't want to do that, but I do want to take the time to truly get vested in it. This has to be a campaign secret. I'm not seeing an integer to interact with doors. There has to be a de-illuminated switch. Gotta be one of those. Gotta be one of those. But while I'm doing it, I should be hitting all of the chests as I move. Scribe racks. Well, there's the urns, but might as well start picking up copies of the Scholar now. Because I'm going to need the Wisdom Scrolls. There's some type of secret in this room that is closing the door. Aha! Found it. I am the smart. Life and mana generation, huh? If I could get a Regal Orb, I could put that on there. Maybe it will be enough fucking mana to sustain without having to use them foreboding. Oh, the campaign secrets, the campaign secrets, the campaign secrets. Anyways, there was a point that I was making here. So, you would not be a good streamer. Maynard talked about eugenics. He mentioned the Steve things. I thought about it and thought it would be an entry playthrough for a legit playthrough. Got empty chest in my Slay 2 run. What the fuck? Yes, there is a type of relic that you take that if you take from a certain ancient when they offer something, I think it's both Meow and the Act 2 one, a random one, it will give you the opportunity that you'll have upgraded cards, but your first chest that you come across to be empty. It should only be the first chest you come across. But anyways, the point that I was trying to make here is, a normal player, in the circumstance of, I play a new video game, I want to learn what gamer has to offer, I allow myself to be abused by game to learn what the peaks, highs, and lows of the game are. That kind of experience is something that a person can then use as a framework of an experience that shapes how they view the content. I need spell echo. Spell echo, 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 speculo, speculo, speculo. I'm going to take a fortify in case I want to go to melee. What is that communication? Excommunicated enemies cannot deal chaos damage. Supported skills gain physical as extra fire, gain physical as extra blah blah blah. Alright, that's actually pretty cool. That supports only melee. Does not modify skills that are used by minions. That seems like it just shuts down bosses, no? And the rest of you, Blessed Call, Guardian's Blessing, and Pulverize, and Hold, and Fortify. Fortify would be the only thing that's picked up here. I do not care for Arrogance. Blasphemy is not in this build. I do not use Archmage. I guess I take this, and I look at what you have. So we've got Holy Strike, which is blah. We've got Holy Sweep, which can be cool. We've got Holy Hammers, which is the slams. They have a worse attack added effective damage than others because they're more melee. We've got Divine Blast. We've got nothing else in other places. Convocation to recall minions. Going to need that on the side in the future. Echo is probably Act 4. That's what my brain's telling me. There's faster attacks. I have rage. I think one or the other actually works fine for them. Go here. Here's inspiration for crit, which throws my mana. Additional elemental damage, additional critical strike. Reduce mana cost. Wave of Conviction. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Ball Cold Snap over here. Put Wave over here. we're going to stick whatchamacallit on it. Our King Surge would be nice, but I don't really need a King Surge. I'm looking for Honk. Okay. So now I have Wave of Conviction working as a mana cost, and this working with it, so that I don't keep running out of actual wave clear damage that isn't my absolution. That's fine.
Let's speak again.
Thinking of playing Blood Omen 2, finishing Defiance. You so far, camera-wise and graphics, you got around to getting it. I save my money and I invest smart when I buy video games. I have an entire plan. I have an entire plan worked out for the Legacy of Kain as well as Thief. I will be enacting that plan later this year. So, will I be getting it? I already own all of the original games. Will I buy the remasters? Debatable. Very, very debatable. Bull's Absolution. Highest damage builds. Actually, won't even let me show based on highest damage. More fire cast, the minion, additional added lightning to spells, Hero of Purity, Purification, Automation, Ball Molten Shell, Ball Absolution, attached to minion damage, Spell Echo, Inspiration, and Physical Lightning. 5 link. Best I can do right now is Inspiration. I have to keep a little chance in my inventory. Oh, Granddaddy Siosa, when will they connect your shit so that we can do that without needing to do that?
My knowledge. Let's speak again.
So this is effectively a 2 blue, 2 red. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pair of boots, and I'm going to try to use some bindings on those boots first. Before I break my helm, and then I can't put my item back on.
You getting there?
Also internally investigate this holy chainmail so we'll crack a lacking with. We do need a pair of boots, because now that we have access to bindings, there's no excuse for me to be wearing what I'm still wearing.
Do you remember? Do you remember what you said?
What is
Marmor Patoa. I need the freshest J's this side of Sarn. A little bit fresher.
Do you remember?
I mean, shit, girl. I said fresh, you gave me fresh. I take 25 move speed. Cuckoo, choo.
This is neither the time nor the place.
And now for the daily double. I mean, it's dual resistances. I'm happy with that, but we still have to color it.
Do you remember what you said?
I need 3 red. We have 3 red here. A shield charge, it's endurance on stun, it's rage, and frostblink. That's my movement. Placing Herald of Purity next to Animate Guardian and Purity of the Elements puts the ores in the shield so that I don't have to toggle them back on, changing weapons. Rotating this, I am putting Inspiration in the line next to Physical Lightning. Eventually, I will have to replace one with Echo, but we're going this, and this. So more spell damage becomes minions have more damage, and then Inspiration to reduce mana cost, Physical Lightning to convert more to extra lightning, and the Absolution to make Sting. I'm not level 40 yet. I'm about to be level 40. And then the rest of this.
Hello.
Trash. Trash.
Stay out of the shadows.
And I need the helm to be colored. I need my helm to be racist. 2 red, 2 blue. Yes, sir. And then the boots is just clarity, which I'm not even using right now. And that can be exchanged. Eventually I'll need better rings. I eventually need a better wand. So what did you do when say? What did he do when you said the guy started to go talk about his way of playing? He started writing down the advice I was giving him, basically. He wrote down pretty much all the advice that I was giving him. That he needs to basically learn to resist the urge to modify games, and he needs to try and play the game as vanilla as possible, and identify exactly why he wants to change the shit that he's touching, so that he can actually be able to enjoy the video game. Because when he figures out the reason why he's trying to change shit, it'll actually push him to figure out how to better enjoy content, so that he can scratch the itch without ruining and molesting his own gameplay experience. And he'll actually learn how to have more fun figuring out how to connect to the part of the game that he's clearly abandoned himself from. One of my ores is not on. My other ore is now on. Okay, stacked all the way up to 3, all the way up to 5. I am at 112.
Make your wish.
Without it, I am at, once the fucking stack fades, 1045 paper damage. So, my paper damage is being increased by the 3 times 5, 15. 15 additional elemental damage, which will then affect that, and when I get a 5 link, putting in Spell Echo will make it so that I actually am burning less mana, because I'll get more casts to the actual button press. But that is definitely Act 4. Teacher Call at it again. Well, you see, I used to have the same problem. You see, though my problem wasn't that I couldn't play the game without having mods, it was that I refused to play any game without mods. If I could not master the basics of gameplay loops, me no play game. Because game suck, me sucky at game, me must get better at game, if can't get better at game, me no more buy game. And that's why I gave him the advice I gave him. Because if he needs to avoid a certain type of gaming experience that is putting him in this position, that's making him want to constantly cheat, he has to play other games. There is no choice. He has to play other games. Because if he doesn't play other games, he's going to keep molesting his own gameplay experience. He's going to keep ruining his own fun. And he'll feel like a fucking idiot when he does it. Because it's something he knows he's doing to himself. And if he knows he's doing it to himself, he's gonna get upset. It's like a person who's depressed who knows, Jack in the Box. It's like a person who's depressed who knows the reason why things are happening to them and why things are going the way they are going in their life is because they're hyper-focused on the fact that they know that they're depressed and they are in a self-actualization loop. For the people at home playing the home game, self-actualization is a fancy $5 word that means you are not in touch with your inner star player. You're doing things that you know you wouldn't do if you were truly in control and aware of your actions and your feelings. My woman has this as a very big motivator. She gets angry at herself when she doesn't clean because she wants to clean. Not cleaning is seen to her as dirty. And she knows that I bicker with my mother like a son of a bitch. And the reason why is because I am responsible for what happens in this house. If I am not accountable for what is going on, the people who pay me the money that I earn from home doing this job will have something to say to me about it. Because they represent the federal government. Time for my fresh new chase! And high speed fabulous! But they will have something to say about it. She feels the same way in which she literally feels like if it came down to it, she would get yelled at by me. Because if she's doing this thing that she knows I don't tolerate it myself, why wouldn't I then get angry at her? It's the kind of thing that a pseudo-intellectual bad coach would say, right? Why is this so hard for you? If I can do this, you can do this. you have no excuse, because everybody has problems, you should blah 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 blah. But really, if he's never experienced and understood the thing that is actually putting him behind, and thus is holding him in this position, power siphon! If he's never experienced this thing that's holding him back and holding him behind, you're yelling at a child for the crime of breathing. You're measuring a person's ability to enter internal lessons. Ooh, bone ring. This could be a big upgrade. You are punishing a person's ability to self-actualize because they are not at your level of aptitude. And that level of behavior will piss a person off. If I'm good at a video game and you're not as good as me as that video game, I shouldn't berate you for not being as good as me. You don't need to be as good as me, you just need to be competent. Getting you to competency is the thing that I should care about more than anything. If I care more about making you play exactly like me, like a copy, I'm not actually trying to let you have fun. I am dragging you along an experience. And dragging you through that experience is actually going to ruin your ability to actually have a deeper, meaningful connection to the content when you choose to be able to actually take the time to do it. It can even be the kind of thing that makes a person not play a video game, because they associate the behavior to the action, or they associate an emotional state and a state of mind to the action. So the ideal of a body at rest stays at rest is advice that works not just physically and parasocially, but psychologically. If you exercise your mind frequently, so let's just use the physical example. If you're Mike Menzer, and you return from the grave, and you holy howdy diddly, your whole fucking ass all over the world again, teaching people how to work out the mind and the body until failure, and then building the body's response for a physiological response for growth. Apply that socially, parasocially, and emotionally. You're working the body's integer to trigger the response for physical failure, which in shorter terms means ego death. You're triggering the metaphysical, biological triggers that in nature, with an animal, would cause them fight, flight, or float, which is technically fight, flight, or flee responses. And just like the response when you're playing a video game, where it's a game of cat and mouse, especially, let's use the example of a MOBA, where you're overextended. Your choices are fight, flight, flee, and float. You can choose to fight the situation and to work against your nature. You can choose to float the situation and try to figure out how to extend to gather more information to act. You can flight, which is to flee with absolutely every single chagrin at the first sign of trouble. Or you can flight, which is you are fleeing with the intention of a tactical retreat to hide. So one is more like a coward running away, another one is standing your ground, another one is you're trying to buy time, and then the other one is that you're trying to reserve your action while playing defensively to guard yourself. All of these choices are decisions that you actively choose to make while you're making them. Nobody can force you to make certain decisions, but it is in your interest to be aware of how you make these choices, because that is what actually creates the caveat of the actual follow-through of your action. So if every time you got told to do the fucking dishes, and you were yelled at, why the fuck are the dishes done? I do all this work, I come in this house, and you walk in my house, and you eat my food, and you blah, 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 blah. You associate bickering and being badgered with annoyance. So when you deal with people that do that to you, you will have a physiological response to antagonize and to retreat and to retort and 2, counterattack. Because why the fuck would you tolerate being yelled at? Period. Boom. Done. Simple. There's no deeper knowledge to it. It is that simple. But of course, demonstrating it further past that point, that's part of the caveat here. That's a part of the thing that a lot of people don't necessarily get. Because it's hard. Things are not so simple for some people. And it is unfortunately one of the things that is a constant. It is a constant problem. It is not easy for some people to understand that breaking point because they have never been there. How is a person who's never been a leader supposed to understand how far they can push for someone before they break? The only way to know is for them to have done it. And if they're doing it, there is a little bit of a caveat there. It is the case that they might unironically cause more problems than they solve. I think I can now be able to wear this shit now. Opalescence. Stick this on my left click. Sticking this in here. Opalescence. It is the kind of conversational start that can help you grasp better how to be able to move. Because it's all a part of how to convince people to do things. Because it's all persuasive argument at the end of the day. It's better to work with people than to yell at people. That goes without saying. So a person understanding that there is a limitation to how they can choose to behave and act before a person tells them to go fuck themselves, well, that should go without fucking saying. Not everybody really gets there. Please, God, give me some spell damage and a higher spell flit, because you gave me this and it wasn't that good. Because I got a hybrid on this one. And wham! Yeah! It sucks. I wasted my essence. I'm mad. I'm deeply mad. I'm upset. I'm deeply upset. I am mad, upset, but frustrated. I am deeply but frustrated.
Don't do anything I would.
Alright. Next flask up, and I'm gonna have to do it again. We're at Hollowed Mana.
Bring me back something nicer.
Poison. Recovery applied. Gain charges when hit. Charges applied. Fucking ebullient within 5 rolls. That's crazy. I need that for my health flask. You don't do that. No, I don't need Holly. You don't need poison. Kappa. 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 There we go. Alright, 238 should be enough to recover properly, but because I upgraded this over my level cap, I'm going to probably need to use Clarity. But I should have enough room now with at least one spot of reservation efficiency to get across the number. I need to find a mana node. I need to find a mana node really badly. Not that one. This one might work. I might have to grab this mana node to be cheeky. Unless I can find a closer one. Yeah, I'll probably have to grab this one. Grabbing this for life conversion, and then have to grab this for the mana mastery so that I can get the extra reservation efficiency of skills. I don't need to regenerate 5 mana. That would be a replacement choice. If I'm going to be investing to the mana mastery, I definitely need to go the increased reservation efficiency of skills. So we'll be doing that when we get there. Because we got to keep the mana comfortable. It needs to be enough mana that I can actually use it. Also, now that we have access to this, we can drop Life Staff, and I can get another copy of
This is neither the time nor the place.
Inspiration. You'll see. I need another copy. Thank you, por favor. So now I'm not burning my life. Now we press the button. 79 mana, 24, 30, 23. These are all cast off souls. 12, 11, 6. 56 reservation, which will go down more. 23.15 and 46.3 because I have 1.8%, then another 8, and then 12 for a total of 20, and then here for 12, and then across the pond even further, all the way to the other side for influence to get another 8 here. And then if I really hate myself, and I mean if I really hate myself, I try working on getting charisma on my thing and get even more, because I'm gonna have to get determination, because I need armor. Armor is gonna be my need. Yes, yes, yes. I need so much armor, it's not funny. Ha 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 ha. However, that should be the last thing I have to manipulate. It is now time to go to the labyrinth. But yeah, recapping the thing I'm saying, people are simple. They're not hard to understand. Some people can be different, because people are different, but people are also simple. A person like that, they just need to understand what actually makes them do what they do, because it can be very irrational to themselves, the reason why they do things. See, I love my woman. I want her to be supported. It is my job to support her with these two hands on her backside, and her front side, and her thighs. But if I just yell at her, or talk sternly to her, or make her second guess herself for things that she feels inadequate about, it's not helping her. There are better means and different ways and better tactics upon how to support people. 100%.
This is neither the time nor the place.
Some people are just lazy about how they do it. Very much so. On purpose sometimes even. I am looking for Desecrate. I lied to myself. I did not have everything.
May read. Fortune favor you.
Alright, we now have Spirit Offering. Excuse me, Flesh Offering for minion movement speed. We also now have Convocation to recast the minions and make them come to me with a life generation effect, so I don't get lost in combat. I have the mana to move. Or am I getting +1 from A lot of fire. Ah, probably from my helm. Yes, indeed. We've got Inspiration, we've got Wave of Conviction as a cover spell, we've got Cold Snap as a source of charges, we've got Shield Charge as movement as a source of charges, and Frost Blink because I love my Blink. Although technically, this should not be Frost Blink, this should actually be Flame Charge.
My knowledge.
Some people like Frost Blink, some people like Flame Dash. I like Flame Dash because I make mistakes. I'm human. But anyways, we are now fully at socket capacity. I'm coming for you, Uncle Izzy. I want your penis. Bring it to me. Verily.
You stand before the gates of the Lord's labyrinth. Within these halls, the Lady of Justice doth preside. She shall weigh your mind in one hand, your heart in another. Should she find you wanting, death shall be your sentence. Should she find you worthy, you will be given the loyalty and love of the Heaven Empire. The Lord's labyrinth awaits you. Choose wisely, strike quickly, trust completely, and may you find the ending that you deserve.
I deserve to go to maps and not get killed. You cannot have my booty belongs to me. And my mana's already on. Oh my god. Why are you so expensive, Ball Absolution? Why? Now, Carl collects calling wands and says Sanjo 50 billion times. Lieutenants. I can't use it on left click. I cannot increase the mana until... Well, actually, no. I don't think I think I can, actually. Because this is currently doing 64. It's consuming 61. It's gonna go up. Now it's consuming 70 and doing 8.4.
An emperor is only as efficient as those.
I need another level up. Because I don't want to gate myself, because basically 2 casts of that will completely bottom me out.
Resilience.
One's dead.
My 3 lieutenants.
Nope, both are
remain.
alive. Okay, all 3 are alive.
Loves
Good.
company, I suppose.
Boy, do I hate lieutenants. If there's one thing that I do not necessarily miss about Ascendancy, it is having to play Uncle Izzy's daily games. Some days it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to do a labyrinth where it's impossible to actually do the bonuses without potentially getting myself killed. Idols. Idols are easy. Still a little bit terrifying. Another Shaper Seed. Hello, Strange Barrel. Hello, unwanted copy of Taproot that I really, really do not want. Never mind! I was talking shit and the game said give me the better one. Sutton Joel. Now I have a copy of Embalmer. Poison's on the menu. Not this build. But first I need to get to a chest. And no, I need more mana. Don't do that, game. That's scary. I do not want to lose my character because of lag. And into the pocket.
Comes to strike. An emperor strikes without hesitation. To entertain doubt is to dance with death.
We'll form it again.
Slowness lends strength to
I need to live until all 3 are charged.
Find your determination.
Fire. Ice. Lightning. Good to go. So true, Daddy Izzy. Yes, Darkest Dungeon. Rest in peace to my nigga, Wayne June. We miss you. Please come back. Reincarnate is like the second dad of the kid of Timothy Chalamet. I do not want this side. Closer. Wall. This one is level. And another line. Now we're back up to 92. So now we do it again. Back to 81, but we are getting 10.4. It's about 2 mana a level. This is the reason why I said getting that +5 regeneration from the Mana Mastery wouldn't matter. What I actually need is I need to have more reservation. More reservation means more mana because it's reducing the amount that it's taking from me while increasing the benefit of how much I'm actually adding. Also, 1 level off and being able to re-equip my shit. Ultimately, in the end game, I shouldn't need to have clarity, but in the mid game, you need a resource for your resource, and unfortunately, I am not going to be using Leech, because I think melee will get me killed. Now, once I find better melee tools, that will change the way that I look at dominating blow. But when it comes to the bosses, I'd rather be at a longer distance away from the enemy, rather than being in melee range. That's just me saying. Other side. I can read my maps beautifully.
An aspirant can afford to be promising.
You didn't finish the line. Say the line, Izzy! And both of these are up.
You must navigate your empire through trouble.
Yeah, but I need you to give me my music, please. That's what I require. Music. Bing bong, bing bing bong, bing bong, bong, bing bong, bong, bing bong, bing bong, bong, bing bong, bing, bing bong, Bing-a-ling-a-ling. Bing-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ling, 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 ling. What the fuck? Somebody tried to make a Kamen Rider 04 OP? Are you serious? Dude, come on. Come on. You can't do that. That's crazy. They get that tall glass, baby. And that's mine, and that's mine, and that's mine, and that's mine. And you can die too. Die nameless, king! Die nameless! Okay.
Before your emperor, you are worthy. Before the goddess of justice,
I wonder.
you are worthy. Receive our blessings, embrace our gifts, and rise.
Static, 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 static.
For this is the ending that we all
Static, 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 static. Random transfer. Don't mind me. Yay. 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 Gay. 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 I hate gay. Gay. Stupid. Stupid. Gay. Stupid. Gay. Stupid. Gay. Gay. Might as well take the golem. Alright. Don't with me? Hey. Cold and hot. I ain't mad about it. I'm not mad about that. Kind of upset my jewels are dog shit and continue to be dog shit, but I'm not bad about Colton Hot. Giant piece of fucking invasion ring for another building. It's good, it's as good I am. And now to become a guardian. Without by faith and respect, the wolf. And we are going straight to Radiant Crusade. And Elemental Rod. Remove curses and ailments. Regenerate 100% life over 1 second. Every 4 seconds. For time is needed. This is literally just the fucking thing from Path of Exile too. Damn. That's so huge. However, it's definitely on a first flight slot. Random shrine buff every 10 seconds. Grant armor equal to 25% reserved mana to you and your allies. Grant energy shield equal to reserved mana to you and your allies. And then reservation efficiency. Howling Flame effect. This is definitely for use with melee. If you've attacked recently, you have a chance to block. If you cast a spell, you have a chance to block. Does that work in relevance to when it says spell when it comes to Vol abilities? I wonder. So, here first. Bing, bing, bong. Bing, 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 bong. Bing, 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 bing. I have to summon my 7 Nor elements every single room. It doesn't do it automatically. It's fucking gay. It's fucking stupid, bro. It's fucking gay. It's fucking stupid, bro. Can I put on my left leg? Yes, I can. All right. You get. Bum bum bum.
Stay out of the shit. You're right.
Please roll good for me. Fuck my ass, bro. Cold damage over time over a goddamn summoning wand. Are you serious? That could probably be useful.
You know that this must be love. I never knew that love was so
I think I need 4 balls in order to use the... No, it's just 1. Okay. Increased damage with ball skills is a prefix. Slam it! Oh, that's gay. I get the low roll early. Homosexual. Now to the tower. Hello, Basket Raper. Is Onyx enough to justify? I don't think it is for one hand. Definitely strong enough. And somehow I ended up with trial. I am 11 levels above the area. I should never die in these acts. And yet I feel like I'm still not strong enough.
It's been a long time since it always used to feel so good. And if you knew how much I missed you, if you could.
Make your wish.
Chromatics.
And now that we have found each other, can't we give it one more try? One more try. I didn't know how much I love you. One more try. Let me put my arms around you. Living all these lonely nights without you. Oh baby, can we give it one more try?
A legendary battle.
Damn it! Can't take another one. No, without another upgrade. That was a quick upper gods. Usually it takes longer than that. And I get lost for like 10 minutes. Hello, Vault Art. That connection would be something. Kind of like those boots. Don't rush it. Your life is time. Hello. You live your last. This life is fine. Hello. Slow down. Don't rush it. You're in the last, you hit, you lie, you shine. Gold, pair of gloves, shield hindered. Bingo, bingo, boom. Bingo, bingo, boom. Skip nights. Will come in handy. Probably. Bingo, bingo, boom. And sovereignty. And now to make our way towards spiritual aid. Every single reduction of any damage affecting my damage is going to give me more damage. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, even better. There's actually an mana mastery right here. I'm blind. I don't have to go all the way over there. Sanjo.
Exile has tested you, my brother. Now let's see what God has to say.
Have you ever seen the true face of God, Exile?
Yes, that's my own own face.
The touch of God! This world is an illusion.
Exile. Time to get squashed, Dollabug. Goodbye, Viola. Certainly, I will not need to power farm inside of Dried Lake because I'm already several levels above the zone. It's already 622. I'm going to get dinner in the oven once I get to high cake. Unique jewelry, unique jewelry, unique jewelry. Let me get that jewelry off you, Ham. Let me get it in the form of a ring. Gifts from above? But I don't even do desecrated ground. Aw, man. Inspiration. We're now at 118. We're at 25 mana. We're now at 1010. We're now regenning 12.5. It now feels like I have enough mana, but one more upgrade will do it. Why am I walking back? More importantly, gifts from above. Oh. This unironically means that if I have to go back that way, then I would literally be better off going back into slams and picking up Righteous Fury. That's so crazy. I don't have anything to do it. I don't have anything. I have to use crit. You don't want to use crit. But I can get away with using it. Okay. Significant damage pickup. Elemental Overload is definitely going to be picked up now. It's not a choice. They gave me the ability to do it. Here's my Enduring. Getting a lot of block staff. Please. Please. All lightning. +1. Minions deal 33 with increased Krite and the streak strikes and multipliers. I need to get spells on this. There's enough room to get spells on this. This is just good. Better than this, actually. Because this is crit multi. And it's free crit multi.
I'm watching you. Go where you are needed.
Alright. Lightning damage to spells is the best that I have here. You. There's you. There's you. This should be okay. Because I'm going to have to start picking up resistances here from my block categories. Speaking of, we're not going to Glancing Blows first. That would be overexertion. But we are going to think very wisely about Safeguard, and we're going to think about Arcane Guarding. We're going to think about Arcane Sanctuary. I think that's it. Unless I go down here for these, but we're not doing attack. We can go down here for this. I don't think it'd be prudent. Maybe go down this here for this either. I don't think that's prudent either. Keeping the blocking within that area is going to be fine. Right, I need to go put dinner in the oven first. That way it's ready by 8. There's a speck of water in my glasses. Ding dong ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding dong ding. Ding 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 ding. Alright, let's put my focus into dinner now. Let's go do that. Bee.